The curtain word, termed as Barzakh in the Holy Quran, Part 1. At the time of death of the physical body, the reality is exposed to the actual personality, that is, spiritual being, for a while. The angels welcome the person who preferred hereafter to this worldly life. However, those who did otherwise, that is, they preferred this worldly life to the hereafter, are arrested. Then both the groups are taken by the angels to some place in this universe. After this short observation, the actual personality, that is spiritual being, is put to sleep again. Quran terms this as the second death of the spiritual being. The actual personalities, that is spiritual beings, stay in this phase till the day of resurrection. During this period, they are totally disconnected from this world. The persons, that is spiritual beings, arrested would have the feeling of remorse and a reflection of the future punishment waiting for them due to ignoring the reality of the hereafter. They would continually experience nightmares and severe agony during their sleep. On the contrary, those who followed the righteous path in their worldly life would feel great pleasure and enjoy sweet feelings of meeting their Lord and the blessings of paradise during their sleep. Both groups shall remain in this state till the day of resurrection. As stated earlier, Quran terms this phase of life as Barzakh, meaning a curtain. But as far as the prophets and martyrs are concerned, the stage of curtain word or Barzakh does not apply to them. As soon as their physical bodies, that is carriers, die, they are given new bodies, that is carriers, and are welcomed in the paradise reserved for the foremost, that is Sabkun. There they are given the best of the provisions by their Lord. They rejoice in what God has bestowed upon them of His bounties. Moreover, the angels give them the glad tidings that their righteous companions shall also join them soon. On the judgment day, they will be brought from there as the prosecution witnesses against their nations. Now let's study the relevant verses of the Holy Quran that provide evidence to the above description. The first verses are from chapter 23 of Quran, verses 99 to 100. First, Arabic. Hatta iza jaa ahadahumul mautu qala rabbir ji'un la'alli a'malu salihan fima taraktu kalla innaha kalimatun huwa qailuha wa min waraihim barzakhun ila yawmi yub'asun. Translation. The infidels go on doing their misdeeds until when death comes to one of them, he will say, "My Lord, send me back, so that I may act righteously in that word which I have left behind." Never. It is simply a word he utters, and in front of such people there is Barzakh, that is a curtain, till the day when they will be resurrected. These verses are informing us about Barzakh, which means curtain. In Barzakh, the people will be kept in a sleep-like state till the day of judgment, that is Qiyamah. Next verse. This is from chapter 6 of Quran, verse 93. First, Arabic. وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنِ افْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا أَوْ قَالَ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ وَلَمْ يُوحَ إِلَيْهِ شَيْءٌ وَمَنْ قَالَ سَأُنْزِلُ مِثْلَ مَا أَنْزَلَ اللَّهُ وَلَوْ تَرَى إِذِ الظَّالِمُونَ فِي غَمَرَاتِ الْمَوْتِ وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ بَاسِطُو أَيْدِيهِمْ أَخْرِجُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ الْيَوْمَ تُجْزَوْنَ عَذَابَ الْهُونِ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَقُولُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ غَيْرَ الْحَقِّ وَكُنْتُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِهِ تَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. Translation: Who is more unjust than the one who fabricates a lie against God or says, "Revelation has been sent to me," whereas no revelation has been sent to him, and the one who says, "I would produce the like of what God has revealed"? If only you could witness when the unjust are in the agonies of death, and the angels stretch their hands and say, "Deliver yourself. Today you shall have your punishment, a punishment of humiliation, because you have been saying about God what is not true, and have been showing arrogance against His verses." This verse informs us as to how the people who ignored the hereafter will be received by the angels. Next verses. These verses are from chapter 32 of Quran, verses 10 to 11. First, Arabic. وَقَالُوا أَإِذَا زَلَلْنَا فِي الْأَرْضِ أَإِنَّا لَفِي خَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ بَلْ هُمْ بِلِقَاءِ رَبِّهِمْ كَافِرُونَ قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ الَّذِي وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ. Translation: And they said, "Is it that when we disappear in the earth, is it that we really come into a new creation? Rather, they are ones who deny the meeting with their Lord." Say, "The angel of death, who has been assigned for you, will receive yourself in full. Then you will be brought back to your Lord." These verses clearly inform us that the angel of death will receive us in full, that is, nafs. This has been explained very well by Maulana Maududi while explaining verse 11 of chapter 32 of Quran, reference 21. I read, "That is, your ego will not mix in the dust, but as soon as its term of action comes to an end, God's angel of death will come and take it out of the body and seize it completely. No part of it will be allowed to become dust with the body. It will be taken intact into custody and produced before its Lord." Let us consider in some detail the facts which have been presented in this brief verse. 1. It says that death does not occur as a matter of course, like the stopping of a watch suddenly when it needs rewinding. But for this purpose, Allah has appointed a special angel who comes to receive the soul precisely in the manner as an official receiver takes something into his custody. From the details which have been mentioned at other places in the Quran, it becomes apparent that the chief angel of death has a whole staff of angels under him, who perform a variety of duties in connection with causing the death, seizing the soul, and taking it into custody. Moreover, Their treatment of a guilty soul is different from their treatment of a believing righteous soul. Point 2. It also shows that man does not cease to exist after death, but his soul survives the body. The words of the Quran, "The angel of death shall seize you completely," point out the same reality. For something which does not exist cannot be seized. Seizing something and taking it into custody implies that the seized thing should be in possession of the seizer. Point 3. It also shows that at the time of death, that which is seized is not the biological life of man, but his self, his ego, which is connoted by the words like I and we and you. Whatever personality this ego may have developed during its life activity in the world, the same is taken out intact as a whole without effecting any increase or decrease in its characteristics, and the same is made to return to its Lord after death. The same personality will be given a new birth and a new body in the hereafter. The same will be subjected to trial. The same will be called to account, and the same will have to experience reward or punishments.